Have a hairpin, especially one with a wide entry like that. That's going to be interesting to see how people choose to take that corner this afternoon. Whether they try and defend on the way in, or or take the normal line. But God, that's such a wide exit out of turn one. See the Grassy through, or sorry, Mortara through 4-5, through the kink in 6, and over that bumps now into 7. And again, you're hitting those bumps, but the car's not straight. So
yeah.
That'll make my life interesting.
Into 9 and 10.
And then just to make things more difficult, the sun's coming up.
Yeah.
And the sun will be in the driver's eyes through a couple of corners.
Mortara now down into 13. Second place in the championship. 12 points away from Stoffel van Doorn. 2 pole position, had never had pole position in Formula E. And then 2 came along at once in Berlin, and then finished first and second. He's in a great run of form at the moment, Edoardo Mortara, as he comes into the final corner. Maybe held up a little by Antonio Giovinazzi, but he did get out of the way in the end. As he comes down across the line.
Those 2 DNFs, second race in Rome and then Monaco, that really sort of blunted his championship aspirations at the moment. But the fact he's still P2, I think that shows how strong the rest of the season's been. And as a customer with Mercedes EQ powertrain, they've done such a good job this year.
Yeah, really tremendous. Here's a look at Antonio Giovinazzi. Personal best in the first sector as he comes onto the bumps into turn 7. And I just wonder with Giovinazzi what we'll see this weekend, because it is a new track for everybody, which hasn't been the case at any point so far this season for Giovinazzi and for Ticktum. They've been sort of playing catch-up the whole time.
There was a caterpillar on the track. I was just watching that. Giovinazzi's, I think he's struggled to get his head round the way to race a Formula E race, but then even the car, he's used to massive downforce Formula 1 cars on big slip tyres. These cars are designed specifically to slide around a bit, no aerodynamics, and it's almost more difficult to get back into a slower car than it is to go into a quicker car.
14.5 minutes to go, so we are over halfway through the session now. Cassidy slots into 10th place. Giovinazzi goes to the inside of Oliver Rowland. Here's a look at Giovinazzi at turn 13, getting quite wide.
That'll be the limit.
Yeah.
You can see when all the dust's coming up, that's not conducive to grip.
Here is Jean-Eric Verne in the DS Techeetah, coming out through 9 and 10. Through the quick 11 and 12. Then into 13, and he's 3/10 up at the moment on Mitch Evans' time, which is quickest currently, but Verne is in attack mode here. So this is going to be our first 250 kilowatt lap, first full power lap of the session, I would suggest, as he comes into the final corner now. Through the right-hander, out across the line. And does Verne get ahead of Evans? He does by half a second. So that's the first full power lap, a 1 minute 8.703 for Jean-Eric Verne. 13 minutes to go.
Yeah, looked fairly under control, which I did not expect.
Yeah. Well, the track is getting cleaner all the time. Giovinazzi back in the pits. Tyre change for him. Lock up for Cassidy coming into the first corner. 11th on the timings at the moment and 13th in the standings. Had his best, well, his joint best qualifying of the season in the second race in Berlin, but the team had already decided to bring a new powertrain into the pool, so as a result had to start from the pit lane and then serve a stop and go penalty. So his second race in Berlin was effectively over before it began. But that little flash of pace in qualifying was a much-needed encouragement for Cassidy, I think, because he's struggled a little this year, considering how strong he was last year.
Yeah, I think exactly right, Jack. I think he was so strong last year, but as a driver, he'll know that he did his job, regardless of where he started or what happened. You know, He knows that he did his job. He knows that the car felt good for him, and that'll give him that, as you say, that confidence. And like all sports, you know, racing is a lot about confidence and not second guessing yourself when you're driving the car.
Cassidy here behind Jean-Eric Verne as they come into the first corner. Backs off a little, does Cassidy, to give himself a bit of a gap to Verne, who's still at the top of the times. Here's a look at Cassidy coming into 7. Getting right up to the wall.